lighter as well. We don't know exactly how much lighter it is, but
we'll find out. We'll scale it tonight.
Yeah.
We're on the way to Sydney, by the way.
Yeah. Running late as per usual. Down to the Wednesday night street meet.
Just a 5-hour trek to the track. We took Heath's wagon out for a test one night, just to test a couple of things, and it didn't even make one hit. Come off the trans brake, went straight limiter, no drive. So the box come back out of it. It went and got reconditioned again, sorted out.
Had a piece of the transmission cooler broke off inside and went through the pump gears, so lost all pressure, and that was it.
Show over. And then while the engine was out of that, and then pulled the engine out of my car
because it was noisy again.
Yeah.
Which we then found to be a loose rocker, something so simple.
Which had happened a few times before.
Yeah, and that engine was, what is it, bloody, what's the word? Haunted.
Yeah. It's fucking gremlins, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
It's had a few goes in it of just parts failures and just things not working. Nothing anybody's ever, like, nobody's fault. It just, stuff happens.
And then
Got a bit over it.
yeah, as a joke, because mine's got all the suspension under the back of it and it's a lot lighter, sort of made the joke about, oh, you know, I wonder what the engine out of Heath's car would do in mine. Sort of joked about it, just touched on the subject a bit, and then one night you dropped me home, and it was, I remember I was sitting there and I was like, so would you actually put your engine in my car? And he said, yep. And then we sort of worked out the finer details, and we haven't worked out what's going to happen if it fucking rods itself out.
Yep.
Yeah, just trying to get over this. Used to this no swearing business. But yeah, it's definitely something. Even like they're both exactly the same engine. But yeah, tonight will be something different. We're sort of like Heath's raced, and I've been there nearly every time, most times. So yeah, it'd be a bit of a difference maybe in the driver's seat. But yeah, it's always different every time we go down there. You know, expect something else, or you're always going to follow the rules. So
You can have a passenger tonight too, so could be fun.
yeah. So. Roll cable, really.
Bit of spillage. Some few little issues to sort out. Cable snapped, got that sorted, and then now we've got to sort this out. I don't know if it was full from the old engine or this one's now pushing it out.
I haven't emptied it.
You've never emptied it? Yeah, probably full from the other engine then. We'll get this cleaned up. Maybe have a look at the alternator.
calling it down.
Hey?
Just calling it down.
Nah, you're alright. It was very smoky as well. Very, very smoky. Then you're coming down. So I just got him checking the hill and make sure there's nothing.
Can't say anything leaking.
Oh, I'll walk me up quickly for you. Yeah, you got a bit of oil.
We won't do that again on a Wednesday.
Nah. Too much driving, too much awake time, especially after work.
It's a long time to be in a car for 3 hours, basically, because we were late.
Yeah, it's probably a bit more than 3.
If you are going to go on a Wednesday, I'd recommend you just
Take the
take
day.
the whole day and get there early.
We knocked off at lunchtime. Had the car already loaded, but then still gotta, once you get all the cars together that are actually going, throw everything on it, which didn't take too long, and then get on the road and pulling up to check straps and all that sort of thing. Then we hit traffic. It was coming into the high traffic time of day down there.
Peak hour on the mountains at 5 o'clock when you hit it.
And then, coming into Sydney and got to the track, got through it all, scrutineered, the car was fine.
Just, what was it, probably 6:45 by the time we got it.
Yeah, racing started at 6 and they were racing while we were in there scrutineering. So definitely should have left a bit earlier. But it would have been good to be able to get down there, get the car off the trailer, get it scrutineered, and then check everything over again.
I think they opened the gates at 4:30 or something, so it would have been good to get there then to. Yeah.
And then we, just to be lined up for 6 o'clock, because we did that and then did one run and wanted to bring it back and just check everything over.
On that first run, you'll see in the video the bloody bonnet shook that hard. I thought something was going to fall out of it, so I backed off. And then it didn't go much better after that either. We didn't have
it didn't have a real good run.
No.
But it was my...
And then Henry went for a run. It was foot brake at the first one.
Foot brake at the first one in the right lane.
What did it do then? 11.0 or 11.
11.07?
No, it was 11.111.
Yeah, it was all ones.
Yeah.
And that was my first run of the car, so I was a bit, went through, didn't do a real big burnout at all.
Back off at the 8th.
Yeah, he's back off at the 8th. And I've never been down the track before or really ever looked into where the 8th is.
So we run it past the signs.
Yeah, run around the full quarter. But yeah, I had the shift light set at 7100, which you want to shift it about 73, so that gives you a bit of time. But every time I drove the car, I didn't hit the shift light once. I came in, stage, everything's all good, had butterflies you couldn't believe. Jumped on the throttle and it revved, and I just heard the engine go, rah! And I just went, oh, gear. And then I was still holding on and just blown away. I didn't look at anything. I just grabbed another gear. And then all of a sudden I was like, that's the sign. Yep. And that was it. And first run ever. So it was 11.11 111.
121 or something like that.
Yeah. And it didn't, from the last engine that I had in it, I hadn't emptied the engine breathers since then. So we got back in there and it had just the air coming into the breathers had just pushed the fluid out of it. So we drained them, and so it didn't have much power on the hit, but it still lifted the front wheels in the air, even with me sitting in the front of it. As you can see in the video, what it did to me when I let go of the button was, whoa, it's an addiction.
Not pretty.
Just sat me, and now I just held on. Same again. Just heard the engine go, right, didn't even look at it. I was just too busy looking forward. Pulled a gear, then give it a bit, pulled another gear, and due to the early shifting, it was right up in the revs, pretty much going across the line. It still had a bit to go. It was climbing, but yeah, I
The,
still actually can't remember where the 8th marker is. So I'll still have to look for that
halfway
next
between
time.
the start line and the signs.
Yeah. I was just too concentrated on everything else.
And we went 11:01. Can't remember mile an hour, but and then because that car doesn't have a speedo, we just had a speedo cable, like a speedo drive. We just cut the cable off it. And it pushed a heap of oil out the centre of the cable and onto the exhaust. And when I was standing, it looked like it rotted itself. There's smoke flying out of it everywhere.
So I pulled up down the end and just let it cool down a bit. And as I pulled up, all of a sudden I could see smoke coming up through the shifter hole, and looked outside the car and it was all coming up. And then I just seen an old bud on a quad bike fly off, and then the fire running to me, and I was like, this is it, the car's on fire. Got out of the car and it wasn't.
It was short-lived.
So had a bit of a yarn to him and thought, I better ring Heath just to make sure he's not stressing out. And I rang him. He said,
I definitely was.
well, what's going on? I was like, all good, just pushed a bit of oil out. And just let it cool down and sorted it all out, and then
Put it up on the trailer and had a look and decided to, I think it was 9:30 by that point. We just called it a night.
Could have got it.
Had a horrible run home.
Yeah, it was good for me. I was seeing the back of my eyelids for quite a while. Good trip. Glad we did it.
Yep.
Definitely go to a Friday meet because they start earlier.
They start at 4, I think.
They
So
start
you get
racing at
6
4?
hours of racing if you go to a Friday or a Sunday one.
And they're generally a lot quieter.
Yeah, would have been over 100 cars there.
Yeah, there was quite a few. So it's a lot quieter, so you get more runs in. Make a couple of changes and then sort of, put it on the track and try and obviously get it a bit faster, which is definitely possible. So I'm pretty happy with that. 11. While shifting early, and we haven't even really played with the suspension. Did a couple of changes, but we went from foot brake to trans brake, so there's no definitive line to look at. But yeah, just be able to go there and then start adjusting it and trying to bring the time down and down and down. Give it more revs off the hit.
Yeah, we'll just we're going to focus on a shit surface with the car, I think.
And try and get the time down, so when you go to enter events and pay the money to enter an event like that, just know what the car can do, so we can race it in a bracket and it's competitive.
Fit in and
yeah, not still trying to test the car at events like that, because especially then if we test something and it doesn't quite go to plan and it does leak oil like it did, it definitely might ruin the night for some cars that are trying to run on prep tracks. So yeah.
Right up. Catches.
Ciao.